Xi Jinping has found a new adversary, not a world leader or a political rival or a neighboring country. The Chinese president's new enemy is video game. He just doesn't like them, and he wants the people of China and the children of China to not like them either, so he did what he does best: crack down. Beijing has made new rules, and they're bleeding China's gaming companies. The stock market saw a bloodbath today. Top gaming companies in China suffered big losses. Losses to the tune of $80 billion, $880 billion in one day, and this could be just the beginning. The Chinese government is behaving like a nanny state because the president is apparently paranoid. But why does he fear video games? He thinks they pose an ideological challenge to the Communist Party, and that at this rate they will lose control over the youth, hence the crackdown today. A new set of regulations was announced about online gaming. Any game that connects to the internet, these rules apply to that game. China is dictating how it should work now. All games are different, but they have one thing in common: they offer incentives. Let me explain. When you log in for the first time, you get a reward. When you open the game the next day, you get more rewards. When you level up, the rewards get bigger, and so it continues. The higher you go, the bigger your reward is. That's how most games work. These incentives are designed to get you hooked, so when you get stuck, when you can't level up, or when you need more powerful upgrades, you're compelled to spend some money so that you can buy those upgrades. If you use your phone to play, you must have seen these. They pop up in the form of in-app purchases. That's how game makers make money, and that's how they get you addicted. Now China's new rules target these incentives, and what do the rules say? Daily login rewards are banned online. Auctions for upgrades are banned too, and there will be spending limits, meaning gamers cannot buy unlimited upgrades. There's only so much you can spend. As of now, these regulations are quite vague. The wording lacks clarity. The rules are sweeping in nature, and Beijing has not bothered to clarify, so investors are assuming the worst. They believe that China is coming after gaming companies and their profits, so their stocks tanked today. Tencent was among the worst hit. It is the biggest gaming company not just in China but in the world. Tencent lost 16% of its value today. That's more than $50 billion in a day loss. Then we have Nets. Their stock dived by a record 28%. Bilibili is another Chinese gaming company. It lost 14% put together. These companies lost some $80 billion. There was a mass sell-off. It shows that investors are spooked. And here's something that you must know: gaming was a lucrative business in China. More than 300 million Chinese citizens play online games, and gaming companies earn big money from them. This year, their revenue is expected to cross $80 billion, but the new rules will hurt these numbers. Although China has been at it for some time, it's been targeting the gaming industry. 2 years ago, some restrictions were imposed. They limited the time that children can spend on games. Young people could play games just on Fridays, weekends, and holidays, and the government even fixed a time, 8 to 9 p.m. That's the only time when you could play. Before this law came into force, China had limited game time on weekdays as well. Kids were allowed just 90 minutes for games, so the message from Beijing was always clear: play less, study more. And this message came straight from the top. Xi Jinping himself, he has publicly complained about gaming. He says it is hurting the eyes of Chinese children, and their state media took it many steps further. They've called games, and I'm quoting, spiritual opium. Now, any addiction is harmful, including gaming, so reasonable regulation should be fine. But China tends to operate the extremes. If you're addicted to video games in China, you could end up here. A gaming addiction camp. Officials from the Chinese military run it. It's basically a boot camp where kids are admitted. They dress in military fatigues and they stay inside what looks like a prison cell. Now look at this. This is a resident of the addiction center. He has been hooked to a medical device there, measuring his brain activity. Other residents are put through military-style workouts supervised by this man, Tan, a military doctor. He used to treat heroin addicts, and these days he runs these gaming addiction centers. He focuses on treating gamers, and this is China for you, where gamers are treated like drug addicts because Xi Jinping has decided that gaming is all evil.